Hi.
So we're here in Menorca at Tech Talk, Martin Varsavsky's farm, to talk about the eternal question. Is it better to be an entrepreneur in Europe, our representative here, Martin Varsavsky, the United States, our representative from
American, right?
and Joi Ito from Japan. So start with Martin. What are the advantages and disadvantages of being in Europe?
Well, I think this Tech Talk actually is a great place because you have some American entrepreneurs who came to build businesses in Europe, like Zarin from 20, who built like the Facebook of Spain, and he's from California. You have European entrepreneurs who chose the States, like Loic here, and you have Latin American entrepreneurs like me who tried the States and then settled for Europe. So you actually have a good combination. And to answer your question, for me, Europe works better because I do pretty well here, and then when I go home, I'm in Europe.
Okay, but what about the Loic?
Yes.
The United States. Is it size matters? Why did you go to the U.S.?
So first, you can succeed in Europe, right? I did a few companies, and you can do it, but it's more likely to be local, and it's more difficult to get global. And so
because you're doing it in a minor language like French.
Yes. No, really, because when you launch in the US, you have 300 million people, and when you launch here, you need 22 languages to reach the same number of people. That's one. So it's faster. We'll see, right? I'm just starting, by the way. We'll see. But it's technically faster. You don't need those 22 languages to launch. And then also everybody is a block away. That's what I like, and that's what I try there. Here, thanks to Martin, we can get all together, and thanks to advertising the web, 9 and 10th in December in Paris, then you get everybody together.
That was not paid for promotion.
But look at these tourists over there.
Now a commercial message. Having gone to the web, you must want to go to Sima.
Okay, too many commercial messages here. Okay, Martin, what about that? Is that an issue?
So everything is, see, a block away, you have everybody.
Okay, network effect, it's a larger size. Okay,
exactly.
But Martin, what is
so that's how
Martin, what is your response to this?
My answer to that is that Europe has a GDP that's much greater than that of the United States.
And this dollar, this dollar is worth nothing these days.
The peso dollar, I come from Argentina, and I'm getting used to this peso dollar, that everything is so cheap in America, and so the only American companies that are doing well, like Google, make most of their money in Europe.
Okay, what about Asia?
He's taking pictures.
Well,
what's the advantage there?
Well, Asia's not. Japan is sort of separated from Asia, and Japan has a fairly large, somewhat homogeneous market. So once you get in, you can grow very large, like Yahoo and others. But it's actually there's a lot of friction there, and the VCs aren't that sophisticated, and so I'm on the board of a lot of large companies, and I operate in Japan and bring companies that are established in other places to Japan, but I tend to invest in Europe and the United States.
But do you have a preference between Europe and the United States? So it's not Asia you're looking for, it's Europe and the United States.
Yeah, and they're both very different. I think that I find a higher number of sophisticated investors and companies in the United States, but I think Europe is smaller, and I think more of the companies here are sort of you can go public more easily in Europe, like in Japan, and so more companies here are trying to go public, whereas I think in the United States more companies are trying to be acquired, which sets a very different tone in the companies. And
what does he say?
He said that any French guy going to the United States is going to fail at the company he starts. Do either of you guys have companies in in Asia?
Look, I build companies in the States, in Europe, and in Asia.
Yes.
And I think that every place has its pluses and minuses. Indeed, once I was really bored at a conference in Warsaw, and I decided to do a long chart of the pluses or minuses of the United States versus Europe. And when I was done, it was like 50-50. To me, it's a life choice. If I was Asian, I would be in Asia. And the place that really is difficult is the one that I come from, Latin America.
So the lifestyle choice of Martin.
Joi cheats anyway because first he takes pictures all the time, and he cheats anyway because he's living on United, seat 1A or 2D sometimes, and so you can't, he's just not Japanese or US. Look at his accent, right? He has no accent, or he has an American accent.
Yeah, it's not like us, Lloyd.
Right, we suck. We suck so much.
Okay, well that's the conclusion, that Europeans cannot adapt to the United States, but Asians, however,
People
can.
think I'm off the boat, even though I lived in America for 18 years. It's pathetic, pathetic.
So
conclusion.
Tom, wait. Conclusion. So Tom,
what are you doing in
So what are you doing in Hong Kong?
Because Asia's the future. We've got more internet users than the United States now.
Yes, and everybody
and
can
rapid
talk
growth.
freely and post freely on the web.
Everybody in Hong Kong, it's free on the web.
Yeah, well, benefit from it while it lasts, right?
No, Asia's just got fantastic dynamism. The question is whether Asia can produce something that they export to the rest of the world, which has not done. Okay, now we're going to the tech talk. Okay, Martin, leading the way.
Can I have my phone, Tom?